Alright, let's get straight into it. Why should you care about two new Steelers players when the season hasn't even started? Because this isn't just about adding names to a roster. This is about Mike McCarthy betting his entire offensive identity on two guys who might redefine Pittsburgh's season. And honestly, I'm here for it. Let's unpack why these moves matter way more than you think. First, Rico Dowdle. On paper, he's just filling the gap left by Kenneth Gainwell, who, by the way, had a career year in 2025. But McCarthy isn't just replacing production. He's chasing a vibe. The guy kept raving about Dowdle's physicality and how he fits our style. Wait a second. Isn't that the same physicality the Steelers have been preaching for 20 years under Tomlin? Absolutely. But here's the twist. Dowdle's journey, getting buried in Dallas, then resurfacing in Carolina, proves he's a grinder. And in a league obsessed with flash, McCarthy's doubling down on grit. Is that genius or nostalgia? I'll argue it's both. Now, Michael Pittman Jr., the big flanker McCarthy drafted in his past life? This isn't just a reunion. It's a statement. The Steelers had one receiver hit 500 yards last year. One. So they didn't just trade for Pittman to fill a stat line, they're building a culture. Think about it. Pittman's not a speed demon. He's a brick wall who does the dirty work. In an era where receivers are highlight reels and social media darlings, Pittsburgh's saying, nah, we'll take the guy who'll pancake a safety on third down. That's not just a scheme, it's a mindset. And it might be the antidote to their 2025 passing game disaster. But here's what everyone's overlooking. This isn't 2016 Steelers football anymore. The league's sprinting toward pace and space, and McCarthy's stomping the brakes. By doubling down on physicality, he's betting that 2020 SIXS playoffs will hinge on who can control the clock and break wills. Is he right? Maybe not. But what's fascinating is how this mirrors the Ravens' philosophy, except Pittsburgh's doing it with hand-picked veterans instead of homegrown grinders. It's a high-risk, high-reward chess move. And if it backfires, well, style of play doesn't pay the bills in January. Let's zoom out for a second. The Steelers aren't just rebuilding, they're rebranding. From a locker room perspective, Dowdle's great guy reputation and Pittman's proven work ethic aren't just nice-to-haves. They're laying the groundwork for a culture shift. After years of relying on young talent and Tomlin's leadership, they're importing ready-made leaders who've tasted both obscurity and success. That's not just about 2026. It's about setting a tone for the next decade. Are we watching the birth of new Steelers football, or a stubborn coach clinging to a fading formula? I'll let the season decide, but mark my words. This experiment is already the most fascinating storyline in the AFC North. So here's my closing thought. When you hear, they fit our style, don't hear it as a football cliché. Hear it as a declaration of war on trends. McCarthy's not building a team, he's curating a manifesto. And whether you love it or hate it, you can't look away. What's your take? Do the Steelers have what it takes to win ugly in 2026? Or is this a throwback act doomed to fail? Drop your thoughts below. I'm dying to hear if you're buying what Pittsburgh's selling.